is U Street. This is incredible. Where else do you know that you find hip-hop and Chinese dragons on the same stage? Number 9, other than the Lincoln Theater, right here on U Street. As Miss Eisenberg just said, my son was murdered right across the street, for those of y'all who know, right on the corner of 11th and U. And he was murdered by a young man, 17 years of age. And then when we found out, as a matter of fact, I found out who the murderer was. The police had been looking for him, quote unquote, looking for him. I found out it the next day, got the information and turned the information into the police. And then the young man with all the pressure that was put to bear turned himself in the following day. When he turned himself in 2 or 3 days after murdering my son, we found out that he had killed 2 other people, of which the authorities were aware. But that's one of the problems when we have to deal with health and wellness in our communities. One of the problems that we have to deal with, and that I face all the time, is that there's an inequity in our communities. There's an inequity when the powers that be come to play for minorities and people with low economic status. Somehow other things don't generate. When my son was murdered, had he been a storm on Georgetown, it would have been all over the front pages of the Washington Post. It would have been all across the United States of America. But no, he was an African American. So what I've done is I've kind of dedicated my life, and I've said, no, this is not going to happen. I also formed a chapter of the parents of murdered children, the first chapter ever, in the Washington, D.C. area. And we go around the schools and we talk to kids now. And we talk to communities every chance that we get. Because there's a sickness in our communities, not only within our bodies, about eating right and doing the proper things and exercising like these people are today, but there's a sickness in our communities. Don't let this building down here on U Street fool you. Don't let all these new buildings coming up, even though I represent the board down here. Don't let it fool you about what's going on here. Trust me. School systems are in a poor condition, and this administration wants to say this off of school houses instead of dealing with the issues. A young man, people are getting murdered, they've got murdered in the schools, and we send more police in the schools like that's the answer. But let me tell you, I've been working in the schools, and the day that young man was murdered over in the schools, there were 2 policemen inside the school building. That's not the answer. We can't lock our way up out of these problems that we're having. It takes a community, like my organization, reaching out to others together. And all of us need to work together to help make our communities safe, wholesome for everybody and everybody concerned. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. We welcome everyone here tonight for what we believe is a historic event. And we congratulate you for making one of the most important decisions you will make in 2004, and that is to be here, learning from our expert panelists how to improve your health and overall sense of well-being. My name is Abdur-Rahim Muhammad, president of the Choy Leadership Institute, the organizer of tonight's event, Healing Ourselves, a health and wellness call to action. The first in a series of events that we'll be presenting here at the Lincoln with the consistent theme of being calls to action. And the first call is for us to stand up and get moving and take more personal responsibility for our health and well-being. With hospitals closing, insurance premiums rising, fewer jobs offering health insurance, tax money diverted overseas for war, and more crippling drugs on the street and in the medicine cabinet and in the locker room and in the boardroom and in the water, and seemingly everywhere, surrounded by liquor stores on every corner. Violent crime totally out of control. And the mayor throwing up his hands in exasperation saying he wished he had a magic wand to make things change. So who should we call on to get fit and healthy except ourselves? Our hospital has been shut down, and their efforts and our resources are being directed towards securing sports stadiums, as if that will resolve any of our serious problems. We had Michael Jordan, the high priest of basketball, here for 3 years, and we still have star athletes being murdered in the schools, violence-drunk 19-year-olds assassinating 14-year-olds, and 8-year-olds talking about stealing cars and going and committing drive-bys. Who can we realistically call on to bring about some positive change in our lives except ourselves? And that's why there has to be a call to action. So this is a get up and get yourself fit and healthy call. A call to clean the house from the intoxicants and poisons call. And a call for stopping the violence in all of its forms. And a call for being straight and honest and caring and loving to my wife, my husband, my brother, sister, significant other, or however we choose to define the relationship. It's also a call to get up and get out and make some connections to affect positive change in our city and not to continue to remain personally isolated. We believe that it was important for us to have this event here in this beautiful theater with its great history and stature in our community to demonstrate the importance we place on the subject matter of this event and others we will present here in the future. The surrounding New Street community is where African Americans develop their community life with dignity, drawing people of all races and classes for enlightened experiences of all types, becoming one of the nation's most progressive communities of any era, and not just a period from 1900 through 1960. This period, this theater, is where some of the greatest artists in American history perfected their craft. And let's not forget that enlightened artists like Paul Robeson, Harry Belafonte, and Dick Gregory have been key figures in every major movement here in America committed to social justice. And who's been arrested and put in jail more for what he believes in Dick Gregory? In those artists, I also include martial artists, of which I am one. And remember how a great martial artist named Joe Louis inspired the people of his era towards fighting fascism in Europe and racism in America. And the greatest martial artist of all time is well known for the stand he took in the 1960s and early 70s against the war in Vietnam. And today he is best known for his humanitarianism. And you know who that is. And if you don't, let me give you a hint.
I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Rumble, young man, rumble. The greatest Muhammad Ali. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here tonight to add my voice to the chorus of those that have been calling you to action for some time. And many of them are here tonight. You've already heard from them, and you'll hear from some others. We have many difficult challenges facing us. All of us. The war on poverty, remember, has now become a war against the poor. The war on drugs, remember, has now become a war against the drug users. And the war against illiteracy, remember, has now become a war to keep most of us ignorant and uninformed so as not to question what is going on in our communities and in our country. So this is a call to action, the first in a series of calls to action. However, the first item on the action agenda is to renew our personal status of good health and well-being. Thank you very much.